Welcome everybody, this is an instructional video for your reaction training. The reason I've done this one is I want you guys to get used to having the reaction to go back in more ferocious than your attacker if you do come under instant attack. I know most of the site is about the fence and the preemptive strike, but if you do miss that and someone has hit you and you're lucky enough to still be conscious, then you obviously need to have your reaction, instead of to panic, to go back in as ferocious as you can to get the situation over and done with. So this is probably more in what we might call a fight, okay? So if you've missed your preemptive strike, you've missed the fence and you've taken a blow, you know, and it's shocked you, as Chris will agree, it is quite shocking. You'll need to go back in quickly because, you know, otherwise you are going to get battered, okay? We've both experienced it. These attacks are frenzied, so you have to try and make it instinct, if it's not already in you, to go back, you know, more ferocious. Forget about the one shot now, okay? I know all the other stuff I'm talking about, hit and run. If this happens to you, keep hitting until you're safe, until he's dropped or you're safe, and then look for an escape route, okay? The first thing I want to say, and Chris will agree with me here as well, I'm sure, if you have missed the preemptive strike and you're in a fight, okay, prepare to get hurt, okay? You are definitely going to sustain some damage. If you've been hit, you know, and you're being attacked, you are going to get hurt. So be prepared for that, okay? The only way I can sort of get you used to that, if you're not already, is if you do want to take it to this level, I would probably suggest that you join a boxing club or an MMA club, anything full contact, where you get used to being hit, because being hit hurts, you know. And obviously if you do want to take it to this level and you want to experience that, then that's going to be the only place that's sensible that you're going to, you know, get a feel for what it's like. Because in the street, we were talking about this earlier, times those blows by 10, you know, that it's that shocking when you get attacked in the street, especially if you're not prepared, okay? As I said to you, I'm not trying to make any of you fighters. So what I want to do here is just show you some very, very simple, basic moves that you can put on if you do come under what we might call instant attack or you're in a fight. Obviously, if you do have a fight, you know, and someone's there and you can run, you know, if he goes back into a guarded position and I'm here, I could just run. I really don't want to fight, especially someone like Chris. I don't want to fight him. So if you can run. What I'm talking about here is that Chris has clobbered me, and obviously I can't run, and I want you to just go back in really ferocious, just hit as hard as you can to vulnerable targets, okay? So that's what this video is about. It's making that instinct for you to go in as frenzied as probably what you're going to get if you don't, okay? But the first thing, I've seen this a lot on, you know, YouTube, is people teaching blocks, okay? Now, this is just my opinion. I would personally, if you've taken a blow, okay, and it's knocked you, as in, you know, you're seeing stars, don't try to think about parrying, because you're going to get battered. And certainly don't think about these karate blocks. If you've taken a hit and it's knocked you, my advice, cover up. Okay, cover up until you can get your consciousness back. And once you've got your consciousness back, got to go back in with controlled aggression. Wouldn't you agree? It's got to be controlled aggression, you know, because if you don't and you stand there, you're going to sustain a lot of damage. Okay, that is simply to just kind of work out what's gone on and get your consciousness back. You've really got to, Chris will tell you this, you've got to find it in you to go back quickly, okay? I really wouldn't encourage you to fight this guy on what I call a technical level, okay? You just want to go back in, as soon as he's hit you, you find, you know, his targets and hit him where it hurts, hit him in the head, just keep hitting. It hit like your life depends on it, because in this circumstance it probably does, you know. You have to go back in, but this is where it's tricky, because what I would advise you to do is not go inwards. If Chris has hit me and it hasn't knocked me for 6, I don't want to come inwards with loads of combinations. And I'll tell you why. One, if I'm too concentrating on Chris too much, my awareness is lost, and his mates might come in and swarm me. That's the first one. If I'm concentrating on hitting Chris and just purely thinking about him, his mates might swarm me. And even, we said this before, even your own mates, you know, the world's a weird place, you know, so I would encourage you that if he's hit me, to just hit and then be aware and keep hitting. So wherever they're coming from, just keep hitting. And we're going to do a drill for that in a minute called flash drills. But I just wanted to, you know, tell you why I'd encourage you not to go inwards. The other thing is, you've probably seen this happen where someone's been hit or been attacked, they go inwards, and before you know it, they're both on the floor, okay? Because they just trip over each other, fall over, and then they're fighting on the floor. Even if you're a good grappler, I'd really encourage you not to go on the floor, because as I said in that introduction video, it puts you in a much more vulnerable position, because as I said, his mates could then come and start kicking you in the head. Don't think it doesn't happen, guys, it does. So I would encourage you to stay on your feet and protect your personal space. Try not to go off balance. And it would be tempting, because if he's hit you and you're angry, you know, we were talking about this a minute ago, you probably will just want to go in out of panic and, you know, walk forward, but you could then be dragged in and pulled to the floor. So try to just think about hitting back, but defending your personal space. Okay, so we've got a great drill for that, and that's flash drills. So what this is going to do is just have you hit. Chris is going to give me some really what I call foreign awkward angles, but I'm staying here, and anything that comes near me, I'm going to hit it. But obviously you have to imagine, if this is for real, that I'm hitting Chris in vulnerable places. So I'm not going to waste my time with body shots. Every shot is going to count, and it's going to be on that jawline and chin, okay? There's no point wasting your time with body shots here. Be as ferocious as you can, hit as hard as you can, and as accurate as you can, and defend your personal space. And this is a brilliant drill for this. We used to do this a lot, didn't we? So we call this flash drills. If you've got, you know, more partners, you could have 2 or 3 of you holding up the pads and just keep moving round. But obviously most of you have probably only got one, so we're just going to do these flash drills now. And again, you know, make that block habit as well. I'll just show what to do. If you cover up here, you just literally want to be doing this so that you're protecting your chin and your jaw, okay? Obviously you can cover up, so hide your face a bit in case you take an uppercut, but you want to be able to make sure that you can still see, because obviously you've got to go back in. You know, you really don't want to be staying here too long. This is just if you're a bit, you know, wobbling, because all this karate stuff, you know, and parrying, honestly, if Chris is throwing punches, it's not going to work, honestly, especially if you know, some of you boxers and MMA guys might stand a chance of that, but you non-fighters, you try and do this, and if he's coming in with a barrage, you're going to get knocked out, honestly. Just cover up, get yourself back to, you know, and find it in you, and then just let's do what I'm going to show you now with these flash drills. Okay, so forget about the fence and the preemptive strike now. This is probably where you will be from a guarded position. I'm not going to keep my guard up, but I would suggest that you do just maybe keep one here, and every time Chris shows the pad, you're just going to hit it with whatever you've got. Okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, so just have your partner throw all sorts of different shots, and if you've got another pad on, you can do some lefts as well, but I would encourage you, if you're actually in a real fight, to hit with your hardest shot. There's no point me using my left if I know my right's more powerful. But obviously it's worth training it, you know, if you've got another pad, but don't get into the habit of combinations, okay? I know a lot of people will disagree with me on that, and that's fine. I'm not saying what's wrong and right. I never have done, I never will do. I'm just teaching you what I've learned from people that have used this stuff, okay? And they're just saying hit anything that moves, that comes near you, and I agree with it. And I've seen it work, you know, if you read the site, I've seen someone use this, and it did work, you know. Just keep hitting until they fall over or they abort. That's my advice. Flash drills is a brilliant drill. Do it as much as you can, and have your partner give you some awkward angles, you know. It's a really great way to train yourself to drop body weight, because that's what you're going to need to do. Forget all this, you know, forget this one. Just drop body weight and protect your personal space. Honestly, that's my advice. Just hit hard to vulnerable targets, okay? Another one we used to do is if you're grabbed, okay? This is, I suppose it's still a preemptive strike, isn't it? But if you're grabbed, have your partner hold the pad close again, okay? You need to strip, have your hands inside, strip down, grab the elbow, and then come through with a shot like that, okay? So start off slow, okay, my hands come inwards, stripping down, grabbing at that elbow, okay? Really gently, strip, 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 and as you progress, because obviously Chris is grabbing me really lightly here, you'll see it's quite hard to get that off. You have to really kind of grab that, you know, you have to put some effort into it and grab that elbow and then come through. This is why I'm saying to you, this close range striking should be your bedrock, okay, with your fence, because if you can throw shots at short range, as we discussed earlier, you'll have that power at long range, trust me, you know. And again, you know, going back to instant attack, there's no point putting a fence up. We were talking about this a minute ago. If someone's running at you, okay, if they're running at you, there's no point, you know, again, this is more sort of instant attack, isn't it? You know, if I'm trying to control the situation, and obviously I've got my fence up, that's a different, but if he's standing over there and he suddenly runs at me, drop him. Forget about trying to talk the situation down then. If he's charging me from the bar, and I miss it like that when I get knocked out, if he's charging me from the bar, forget about trying to talk it down. Hit him. Straight in, to the chin, jaw, straight in, okay? These are the kind of instant attack drills that you can do, but prepare to be hurt if you're in a fight, okay? And just train and hit anything that comes near you. That's our advice, you know. Train yourselves to be ferocious strikers. I'm going to do another one in a minute where we're just going to do repeated frenzied striking, which is another great way just to get you used to keep striking, okay? I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. And again, you know, we're never telling you what to do. You have to make your own choices, okay? You know, there's no wrong or right. You must make your own choices. But again, this is for more of you non-fighters, okay? Obviously, some of you guys that are boxers or MMA guys, you probably have got some good combos and you can just go in and batter him. But have a think about it, you know, because as I said, the guy probably is more violent than you. Even though you're a better fighter, if he's a thug, he's probably more violent than you. So have a think about fighting him on a technical level, okay? I would personally just go in and get it over and done with. Okay, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks, Chris.